All right, today we are tackling a question that, trust me, every single person who's ever traveled to Korea has asked. It's that tiny moment of panic that can happen during an absolutely amazing meal. You know the moment, right? You sit down, you order your main course, and then, like magic, all these incredible little dishes just start appearing on your table. We're talking about banchan. And as you're about to dig into some kimchi, that little voice in your head goes, wait a minute, am I paying for all of this? It's a totally normal question. I mean, this tradition of generosity is at the very heart of Korean dining, but, hospitality can have some tricky nuances. And that's exactly what we're going to figure out today. So here's the basic rule of thumb that'll get you by most of the time. If you didn't order it, it's probably included in the price of your main dish. But usually is a pretty risky word, isn't it? Especially when you're hungry and you just want to avoid that awkward surprise on the bill. We definitely need a better system than just usually. And that's where this little trick comes in. I call it the 30-second scan. It's a super simple tool you can use in pretty much any Korean restaurant to figure out the rules of the table before you even think about asking for a refill. It's just 3 quick moves. First, just glance over the corners of your menu, especially near the set meals. Second, look up. Check out the signs on the walls. They're often full of useful info. And third, you're going to train your eyes to spot a couple of key Korean words, and this is the most important part, the won symbol, W-A-W. That little symbol, it's your number one clue. So to do the scan, you've got to know what you're looking for. Let's get into the vocab. First up is refill, which sounds out to repill. It's super casual, and it just means what it sounds like, refill. Easy enough, right? Okay, now this is the word you really got to watch for, chuga or chuga. It means additional. And when you see this word, especially when it's right next to that one symbol, W, that's your big red flag. The restaurant is basically telling you, hey, an extra one of these is going to cost you. And finally, you might see this, seilfuba, or self-ba, the self-bar. When you spot one of these, the whole game changes. It's awesome because it means you can get your own refills, but it also means the staff totally expects you to. They're not going to bring you more kimchi if there's a whole station set up for you to get it yourself. Okay, so now you know how to read the room by spotting those keywords. Now let's talk about what to actually do. What do you say when you want more of that awesome pickled radish? I'm going to give you the exact phrases you need so you can ask with total confidence and zero awkwardness. This right here is your golden ticket. Just point to the dish you want more of and ask, 이거 리필 가능해요? That's 이거 리필 가능해요? And it just means, is this refillable? It's polite, it's super clear, and it gives them an easy out to just say yes or no. No drama, no confusion, it's perfect. Now, you want a secret weapon? Here it is. This tiny little phrase makes a huge difference. After you ask if it's refillable and they say yes, add 조금만요 or 조금만요. It means just a little, please. Seriously, this works wonders. It shows them you respect the food, you're not trying to be wasteful, and it just makes them so much more likely to happily bring you more. Okay, so you've got the tools, you've got the script, let's put them to work. We're going to dive into some real-world situations and look at the common traps that can lead to those surprise charges or, just weird moments. So first thing to realize is that not all banchan are created equal. On the left, you've got your basics, kimchi, pickled veggies, bean sprouts. These are usually made in big batches, they're pretty low cost, so yeah, they're almost always refillable. But on the right, that's the premium stuff. We're talking fish roe, special fermented seafood, or anything that just looks like it took a ton of effort to make. For these, just assume it's a one-and-done deal unless you ask first. Okay, let's talk about what not to do. Number 1, don't ask for more of something when you still have a bunch left. It can come off as a bit wasteful. Number 2, remember it's about hospitality, not an all-you-can-eat buffet. And number 3, keep an eye out for things that look like banchan but are actually paid add-ons. That amazing steamed egg baguette, sometimes it's free, sometimes it's extra. If you're not sure, just ask. So let's just put it all together real quick based on where you're eating. If you're at a home-style baekban place, yeah, refills for the basics are totally normal. At a Korean BBQ joint, the lettuce, the sauces, those are usually refillable, but check for a self-bar first. And for anything that looks kind of fancy or special, just assume it's included once, but extras might cost you. It's all about just reading the situation and then picking your strategy. Okay, let's boil all of this down into one simple, repeatable habit, something you can do every single time to make sure you never, ever get a surprise on your bill. This quote from a traveler I read just hits the nail on the head. They realized that getting a refill had nothing to do with speaking perfect Korean. It was about their actions. They showed they appreciated the food by finishing it, they showed they weren't being wasteful, and they asked politely. That is the whole system in a nutshell. So here it is, your new habit. Just 3 simple moves. 1. Scan the menu and walls for those keywords, chuga or self-bar. 2. Decide. Based on your scan, are you going to head to the self-bar or are you going to ask somebody? And 3. If there is any doubt in your mind whatsoever, just ask once, politely, "Bipyo kanangyo." That's it. That's the whole thing. So the next time you're sitting there and that beautiful spread of banchan arrives at your table and you take that first amazing bite, you're going to know exactly what to do. No more panic, just confidence. So the only question left is, what's your first move going to be?